All right, so we have Daut here in the red and qlrook in the blue. Now, it is RCL Monstro, but I'm going to call him qlrook. That's just what I did previously in another game that's very popular on my YouTube. So I'm going to run with qlrook, okay? So, qlrook is here in the blue. It's a Huns War, and Daut seems to be prepping for the big games he has tonight. Now, let's take a look at the map for qlrook. Maybe we'll shorten it as Rook. His gold's going to be really awkward for him here. Ideally, he would be able to wall this off. I don't know if that's going to be really easy for him. He has a hill on the right-hand side, and it is flat on the left-hand side, so that's going to be decent for him. But this main gold's going to be awkward. Now, he does have a wood on the back. Still a little bit of a hill there, but it's going to be a good location for his wood line. He does have a wood line on the front, which is good. One thing I did notice is he does have another gold on the left-hand side. He does have a back stone as well, and so maybe he could utilize those, or maybe even this gold. I mean, honestly, the distance between these two golds, you might as well go to this gold. It's potentially a little bit safer. Who knows? Now, looking out at Daut's map, he has a forward wood line, and it's an okay position. I mean, it's quite close to his TC, so I guess that's okay for him. He has a main gold behind his TC on the right-hand side. It makes me laugh how there's always, like, a small designated hill for golds. Like, seriously, every time it seems in a Huns War. But anyway, he has a small hill here. I don't think it's in near as bad a position as Rook's. He could always do a little bit of walling here in towards his TC. But yeah, it's quite far away, so he will definitely need to lock that down. He does have wood lines on the back he could retreat to, but it's quite far away. And in all honesty, I think this is his only wood line that's close to him. So he's going to definitely need to hold on to this. It's the only one close, and it is forward. Apart from that, I'm not noticing too much. There's not a lot of hills for him on the back or on the front. There's way out here, there's hills on the left-hand side. But ultimately, we'll need to pay attention to that stuff, as there, of course, could be, or will be, let's not say could be, archers at some point in the game. What's up, Ra? How you doing? You're saying I'm gonna be 2.2k. Yeah, I don't know if you watched me the other night, but I'm not even gonna be close to that. But I prefer casting over playing, to be honest. I think I got close to 1700 once when I played like 3 weeks in a row, and it was like nightmarish. Like, it was so stressful. It was so stressful. It's much more fun to watch you guys play, and that's what I'm doing. One thing I noticed is that Daut has a lot of space in the back. Like, if you look in comparison to Rook, he is really close to the edge of his map. But, I mean, Daut has a lot of space in the back here. And that's not something you see often. So I find that kind of interesting here. And that kind of brings him quite close to Rook as well. I guess we'll have to see what the builds are for these players. 3 on wood right now for Rook, so it indicates he's probably going to be going for scouts. And we have 3 on wood as well for Daut. Indicates he's probably going for scouts as well. And they're both sending over a 4th to wood, and they'll probably go for another lumber camp at some point. And bada bing, bada boom, kind of standard stuff there. Yeah, 3 weeks in a row. Yeah, you're right, you're right. It's kind of soft, but now I noticed the deer out here from Daut. I don't know if he's actually seen them. He could try and lure these into the mill, but you don't often see players do that. They always try and bypass the mill and go straight to the TC. And at this point, they're going to be clicking up to the Feudal Age any moment now. They need to get scouting on each other's bases. So Daut has yet to do that, if I'm right. Yep, he has yet to do that. And Rook, well, take a quick look. Wow, what a cheesy rhyme. He's going to be getting over here now, and he's already seen the mill. He will venture around this way, and I'll probably see the gold, and he can probably guess that this is going to be the wood line because he's already seen that chopped tree. This is going to be pretty similar up times, both going up on 21 vills here, and they might actually be at the same time, if not a second or two difference. So, second lumber camps from both players. And Daut is having his on the front. Question is, where are they going to put their barracks next? Because that's definitely going to be happening. I would, if I were Daut, I mean, you definitely want to put it next to the wood line. You definitely want to secure a little bit of space for yourself, and then put the stable in a similar position as well. Now, Rook, same goes for him as well, and he's going to do that just now. I am interested to see if Rook is going to be going for this gold or this gold, because he scouted that quite well. And he actually has very nice scouting if you look at this. He's good scouting the whole entire way to his enemy's base. Oh, and I don't know if he's actually palisaded the straggler tree, but that'd be my guess. And that's BM right there. That's really BM. I wonder how Daut feels about that. Scout's actually fighting right now, and Daut's going to hit the Feudal Age a little bit before Rook, and that might just give him a little bit of an advantage with the speed to run away here. Not that that'll actually matter, because Daut was going to get back anyway. I'd be interested to see if Daut actually fights. He's not going to fight, but there's the barracks from Daut. He could build the stable here, but he's only going to be able to be building it with one villager, and that's never good, especially when Rook is there with his own scout. But he's going to bring out his other vill now, and his scout's going to be there to protect, and he has a spear. Both players going for horse collar and double bit axe, so that is a very good choice as far as the economy. Oh, by the way, Dave, now that you're there, if you would like to co-cast, you can, because I didn't see anything about Helene co-casting with me. So, I mean, I don't need a co-caster. I actually enjoy casting games alone, but if you're going to be around and you want to co-cast, I mean, we obviously co-cast enough games together, so it'd be cool. Anyway, Daut's sending his one scout out here, and he already has decent scouting information on everything that Rook has. And both players kind of do at this point. I still don't know if I got the answer. I don't know if I got the answer. Is it 10 p.m. my time or 11 p.m. my time? I'm not sure. This is really nice from Daut. I wonder if he kind of foresaw the fact that Rook was going to wall this off. He's not going to be able to kill this villager, but Rook is going to wall that off. Rook's going to have to do a lot of walling, though. But look at this. We actually have the scouts going in then from Rook on the woodline of Daut. But the spear is there already. Both players kind of expecting each other's moves right now. And Daut's doing his own walling. But still, both players are going to have to do a lot of walling to really lock down each other's bases. So I don't really see the walling working out. As 2 going over to gold now for Daut, maybe indicating bloodlines. He's sending another one over. No, he's sending another one over, so possibly just going for the archery range into archers. Alright, so I mean, both players have positioned things perfectly thus far. I mean, 0 kills, 0 deaths, almost 14 minutes into the game. Been pretty lackluster thus far. And, well, have to say, I kind of want to see something die. I really want to see something die at this point. But Daut's putting up an archery range. He's also walling in towards his TC. Now, this is kind of a preview of what we might see on the Boobly official stream. Maybe, I don't know, if Daut's going to be like this when he plays Yo. I really like Rook's play. I really do. And he's has 3 on gold, and he's gone to this gold, actually. And is he going to build his archery ranges up here? Yes, he is. Because he's gone for the archery range so late, I wonder if he's going to go for bloodlines. And he's also building a lot of scouts. I wouldn't be surprised if both players do. And are we going to see it? Is he waiting for it? Daut's getting it. And there it is. Yep. Alright, so both players going for bloodlines. We actually have a couple more scouts here for Rook, so even though Daut's getting his a little bit earlier, I don't think it'll be a huge issue. And actually, Daut's just patrolled his units into the barracks there. And, oh, you know what? He might be able to get a villager or 2, but look at that. Nice little quick wall on the wood line, just to make sure those villagers are safe. And Daut's not going to be able to do anything with these scouts, and actually, seeing as these walls are up now, Daut could lose a couple of units here, or at least receive a couple hits. That was really, really poor play from Daut. He had to expect it was going to be walled off. We saw earlier that, you know, he expected that, and he's just lost 1 scout. He'll probably lose all these units. He's just going to fight and make the best of a bad situation here. Now, if you're looking at the vill count, you will see that they are level. I wouldn't be surprised if Rook goes for Bloodlines here in a moment, but Daut's already on the way with the Bloodlines research, so that's why Rook now has an extra bill. This is interesting, though, because that was a huge loss for Daut. Like, huge loss. He lost, like, what, 3, 4 in total, and he'll probably lose more here as well. I don't know what he's actually doing with these units. Like, why not take these back home at least? So I'm interested to see if Rook's going to just throw some aggression towards Daut. I think maybe Daut's trying to buy himself some time or something. And what are these walls? Like, if Dave were co-casting right now, I'm pretty sure he would say what Pokemon character or something that these walls were shaped like, because this is weird. But either way, I think this is a good situation for Rook to be aggressive. I mean, you look at this wood line of Daut, it is really in a bad situation, especially since he only has 9 military at this point. And it's just a spear and 2 weak scouts, and the rest is a couple archers. And I don't think at this point, does he have his blacksmith? Yeah, Daut doesn't even have a blacksmith up. So the scale barding is actually coming in from Rook, and he probably could get in through these palisade walls if he brings over his archers in support. And I'm not sure where the archers actually are. They're actually over here. And they're going back or even patrolling there. See, the problem is, if he is just attacking the palisade walls without any archers in support, Daut can always wall behind, or just attack with his archers. Alright, so, yeah, Rook is not going to want to take unnecessary hits there just attacking a stable. He's going to have to go back. Daut, though he lost a lot of units there, he seems kind of content here just to hurdle up, and he's on the way to the Castle Age. And I just have to question why Wheelbarrow was so late for Rook. Like, this is a huge deal. He'd gotten it so much later than Daut, and his Castle Age time is going to be a huge difference here. And actually, he's losing a lot of units here as well. I mean, he's obviously not going to kill this stable. He's losing a couple archers, and if anything, he's going to want to focus down the archers of Daut, and he's got to expect that Daut is clicked up at this point. Really weird. I think that Rook will click up in a moment's time. He might even delay his TC. But I don't understand. He probably should have clicked it a couple vills earlier. It looks like that scout is actually going past the wall. I don't think it is, but... Now, one thing, I do think that Rook's going to be in an okay situation just because of the fact he has all these scouts. He might be able to just delay and delay the crossbows. I mean, he actually doesn't have scale barding, so he must have canceled that at some point, but if he gets enough archers and uses the scouts just to delay the crossbows, he will be okay. And he also does have a lot of military still. Now, problem is, Daut's on 3 ranges right now, and he does have 19 military, and he's going to get +2, I assume. Yes, he's going to get +2. He's going to get crossbow, and he might even go for thumb ring, though he actually does not quite have the food. He's going to instead go for the university and some other upgrades. He's actually not getting bowsaw just yet, so he really was lacking the resources there. Let's see, what are you guys discussing? Yeah, you guys are still discussing, I think, the time of the stream. I'm gonna have to talk to Taff about that, honestly. I hope he's still there. I'm honestly not sure. I'm not sure. Who knows? But anyway, crossbows coming in then from Daut. But like I said, lots of archers here from Rook. He is actually putting a tower there just to be safe on his gold. And these scouts should really help him out here. But if Daut has some crazy good micro here, he's going to be able to kill a lot of these archers and these scouts. But he does need to be careful not to overcommit here, Daut. He really needs to be careful. And the same goes for Rook. He needs to not take a fight. And, well, just losing one archer. But he is going to get crossbow. He's actually getting light cav as well. Wow. And he also got scale barding. He's going to get, of course, crossbow, bodkin arrow, and actually light cav. And he's going to try and fight this a little early. But this will be interesting, guys. As the light cav comes in, he's going to try and trap these units here. He is. He's going to try and get some free hits. And this could be a good fight here for Rook. We'll see how it goes. Of course, Daut, he has to pretty much attack these light cav because they're going to get some hits while the crossbows are retreating. At the same time, Rook has no ballistics, so while he's retreating. It's not a huge deal, but it's still a good fight for Rook there. But the military numbers a little bit down for Daut here in this part of the map, but he still has more back at home with Cav Archers. Now he actually has +2 defense, he also has Bloodlines, and if you look, there's no defense upgrades for Rook, and Rook just now actually finishing that. I didn't catch if Daut got Bowsaw, but you gotta assume it's happened at this point. Also, I'm not sure if he actually completed Ballistics, because I was watching the fight. So, Ballistics coming in for Rook, I also assume he's completed Ballistics at this point, because he's only on 1 TC. That's my fault there. This is interesting, and you can always tell, you can always tell if there's research has been completed. This is interesting because, Rook could be sandwiched here. And you saw the piece of wall deleted there. I assume that's what it was. And I think Daut's going to try and fight this, but he has to be careful. This woodline's in a bad spot, and one villager could be in a bad spot. It's on 2 HP. It was close to being in 1 anyway. And this is a good fight here for Rook, I think. He's going to kill 2 Cav Archers. He lost 1 crossbow. And still Daut has actually not brought his crossbows back. And villagers really still in a rough position as 2 going down. And I don't know what Daut is doing. I don't think he can get his Cav Archers out here. It's really awkward. And Rook is just using his additional range here on these crossbows against the Cav Archers. Well done, well done. I really like this from Rook, and now he's going to run away. I assume he will have his own Cav Archers back at home, and he does. However, he has not brought them into the fight just yet, which I kind of question. I feel like that would be really, really good to maybe bring up on the hill, but maybe he's just massing them a little bit more, and he's going to just use these crossbows as much as he can before they die. And that's good. Now, I'm checking the TCs now. Daut's still on 1 TC. That's actually a really, really odd TC placement there, but that's his second one. Rook is still on 1 as well, and he's going to need to collect stone to build another one. Oh, wow. Look at that. He's going to the stone now. Rook is sending out these Cav Archers, but he doesn't have the numbers. There's still crossbows here for Daut as well, and he's also going to be fighting slightly uphill. So he's patrolling up this hill, and oh gosh, this is not good for Rook. He needs to go back, and he is going back now. And it's, you know what? I thought that Rook was in a good position. A couple points of this game, I thought, you know what? Rook's in a good position, Rook's in a bad position, but certainly now, I think that he's in a worse position. He doesn't have the second TC up just yet. He's going over to stone, but he also doesn't have the +2, or didn't have it for that fight. And he wasted those crossbows. He really did. Daut is still quite exposed with this map, in my opinion. But I think he wanted to just nail down this gold. He wanted to secure it, so he put that TC up. And there's the third then from Daut. So Daut is going to be ahead in eco at this rate, assuming he can keep his TCs running. So he should really just protect his eco. And is he able to do that? Rook's actually savage. Killing the... What? Killing the wolf? Why would you do that? I'm just kidding. He's going to run in here, and now maybe I don't question the TC placement as much from Daut, because Rook's going to run right into it. And sure, he's going to kill a vill or 2, because apparently Daut's not paying attention, and there's 2 vills down. But now Daut's going to know to come over and address this. And also, Rook's not going to be able to run through these palisade walls. That was pretty good move there from Daut to put that there in hindsight. And Daut's going to have this hill if Rook does choose to fight. Now, he just did complete husbandry, so he's going to be able to flee here a little bit faster than he normally could have. I like this. I like this. The additional crossbows there from Daut just on that wood line. And this is interesting because Daut is fighting uphill, and he's got to go back now. And also remember, husbandry here for Rook, so he's going to be able to chase these units down. And now Daut has the hill. The hills are so important. It looks like Rook's going to try and get to the top of the hill and then just patrol, and it's just luck of the draw, gentlemen. It looks like military numbers are actually in favor of Daut as he's sending more in, and so is Rook. But I actually think, just looking at this, Rook is actually going to take the fight. And it might have just been because of a better patrol and getting the hill just for that split second. But still, there's like 3 or 4 in it, and it's now actually growing. And that's an amazing fight for Rook with the military. But still, I mean, if you look at it, Daut's actually still in the lead with the eco. So this is actually turning into a really interesting game now, as these Cav Archers still here, going to maybe be able to access that wood line. And Rook's going to win this fight as well, so Daut's got to go back. So that was a huge fight for Rook. Really, really big fight. And honestly, Daut's map is really exposed. I mean, this wood line, half of that is accessible by the cav archers. This gold as well. And actually, there's a hole here as well, so this is really bad. Villagers going down here and here. And actually, Daut is not garrisoning his TC here. That is really, really poor from him. And keep in mind, he's like, oh no, that is like a sucker punch. And that is a wise move from Rook as well. He's going to go right to the gold. And sure, he might be able to clean this up, but he can't clean this up. What's he going to do? He's got to choose one, and he's losing villagers here. He's losing a lot of vills, and he's only like 3 or 4 ahead now. He has like a lot of vitals as well. And these cav archers are still in his base. That was an amazing move there from Rook. Oh, and these 2 on the straggler trees. Yeah, I'll take them too, says Rook. And the wood line, well, I guess he doesn't want them. He's going to go for the cav archers first. And you know what? He's probably going to win this fight, and then maybe he can go to the wood line. But actually, no, that's going to clean this up. I got too excited there. The thing is you think, okay, Rook's going to lose this fight and it's over, but it's not. There's still a hole in this wall. I mean, Rook is still making military. It does not end. And Daut's got to address everything here. He's got to stop this from happening. And I don't know if he can. And I like Rook's aggressive nature. I like how he ran through the TC here. And he's continuing to just run through the archery ranges. So it's really nice. And I like to see if Rook is going up. Yeah, he's on 2 TCs now, and he's going up to 3. So if he can continue this pressure, he's going to be in a good spot. And I think idle time is just really overlooked in this game. And so while Daut may be 6 vills ahead, there was a lot of idle time caused there as well. So I actually think Rook is in a better position, and his resources are probably much better here. Now Daut is over here. He's trying to secure himself a better wood line, a better TC. And still, he's really exposed back here. He really is. And maybe he's going to try and gain the top of the hill, but I still think he would lose this fight just because of the massive amount of cav archers that Rook has. So these units still coming out from Rook. And I like how Rook is just... maybe a pause here. But I like how Rook is just holding the hill, making sure this stays open. He knows he's at a good spot. And it looks like there is a pause. But... very nice play, and actually Rook is going up to another TC here, and all his TCs are the same point of the screen here, so it should be pretty easy to defend. Where's the rest of Daut's army? Well, they're actually level on military. Good question. Oh, it was in his ranges, or at least behind his ranges. He's going with the elite skirms there. So now Rook kind of has to be careful. That's kind of a combination that Daut can fight uphill with, and that'll kind of cause Rook maybe to be a little bit more cautious. And this is actually getting to be very interesting because it's speeding up now as we catch up, I think, after a pause. And I think Daut is going to have a good fight here because look at this, Rook is actually at the top side trying to raid eco. I don't know if he'll be successful with that as he's running into the TC, and he's going to have to come back here. Will Daut be successful is the question, as Rook has a lot of TCs like we saw.
Yes.
It looks like he might lose... sorry, we're catching up from the pause. He didn't actually lose any villagers, but the skirms are going to be huge here, and Rook really needs to go with his own skirms, or at least a Mangonel or 2 here. That vill is a goner. Like, seriously, a goner. But I mean, the problem is really, if you go with the Mangonel and there's this many cav archers, it's just like the cav archers can take down the Mangonel so quickly, so it's just not worth it. You got to go with your own elite skirms, and Daut's in a good position here. He needs to be careful. Elite skirm upgrades coming in from Rook now, and oh gosh, Rook is actually going in on the eco of Daut again. It's a little bit of a base trade, though. I have to say Rook is actually making military back at home. What do we see from Daut? Daut is doing it as well. He has cav archers and skirms. Both players actually reproducing to defend themselves right now. As, look at this. Daut killing villagers on the wood line of Rook. And he's going to find this TC in a second. Will Rook actually see the cav archers here? He will. And it looks like actually on the wood line now is Rook as well. He's killing so many villagers. Look at the vill count now as the villagers just being killed. And actually, these villagers can't fit in the TC. So Rook, he could have actually ran underneath the TC and killed a lot more. It might not have been worth it to lose the army there. as Rook might just win this fight, assuming he's not patrolling into the mill. Now what's going on here? Wow, Rook is taking a good engagement because the skirms from Daut are actually all hanging out here and attacking that barracks. And wow, great engagement there from Rook, clearing up so many cav archers from Daut. And he's actually still doing quite well. Wow, crazy, crazy game here. And it looks like cav archers and skirms from Rook going to be able to regain map control, and I think he's actually still holding some good control inside of Daut's base. And Rook is, for the first time in a while, actually gained the Vil lead. And now that he has elite skirms, I even saw Maganel. I think he has a good advantage here, to be honest. I like how he uses every military unit. I mean, Daut, of course, is really being silly here with a lot of his villagers, but Rook, with the exception of that first fight in the very beginning of the game with the crossbows, has done a really good job with his military units. And this Maganel, Daut needs to be careful of it because it's going to be really, really strong up on this hill. Still, the cav archers here in the wood line killing villagers. I think they'll finally go down. Not after attacking that lumber camp, though. But yeah, this is really, really fun game to watch. Daut is now 11 vills behind, but he's actually ahead in military, so can he push this back? Can he push this back? Looking at his resources, he's really struggling. If you look at the resources of Rook, he seems to be in a better situation, and he's going out to stone now, and he actually has about 300, so he's probably going to get a castle out. He does get a forward castle. I wouldn't be surprised if it's up on this hill. That'll give him a lot of opportunity to push forward beneath that castle. But, oh, Viper, welcome back, by the way. I heard you guys, people talking about Viper, and I was like, why are people talking about Viper? Oh, he's back. But, yeah, Rook's gonna click up here, and there we go. Honestly, at this point, Daut's eco, after all those engagements from Rook, it's really hurting. I mean, if you look, he's floating a lot of gold, and sure, he's making a lot of military here, but he's got to do something now, really. And I think he's going to try it, and this is going to be interesting, because we have 3 Maganels from Rook, so he's just playing it safe, and I think playing it safe is probably the wisest thing in his situation. That's what Daut can see. I don't know if he's actually spotted the Maganels there, but the Maganels could wipe out those skirms in one shot. And Maganel's actually venturing out a little bit too close to them for my liking because the cav archers are there, but still, it's going to be rough now for Daut. Just look at this. He's still only at like 400, 500 food. And castle actually going up there for Rook right now. And actually, Daut is there with his skirms and his cav archers now, and he's running over to build a castle, I guess. And he's actually going to build it there, and this is really interesting because he's going to build it where Rook is building his castle. Wow, and Daut sees it, and he's like, okay, don't mind if I do. I'm going to build my castle there. And Rook is coming over to build his as well. He's sending over his cav archers, and he's running right into skirms. Daut is just going to try and stop this at the same time. Of course, Rook had the head start. The Maganels actually can't reach the skirmishers, I don't think, because of this cliff here. Oh, they can actually reach. They're going to get a good shot or two here. Oh, and cav archers coming from Daut on the right-hand side. Will the castle get up from Rook? I think they will. It will, but the castle will get up from Daut as well. But I think Daut is going to lose some units here. That was really, really weird. Really, really weird there. Daut's actually ahead in villagers and military numbers right now. The problem is I think he will lose his castle to a Treb at least, because it's probably what we're going to see from Rook right away. But that was really, really weird and really, really interesting. Wow. How many TCs does Daut have? Like, how did he catch up that fast? I mean, he has another TC out here. And yeah, anyway, we got to focus on the fights. Looks like Daut's on this side. And going to try and do some raiding, though I don't think he'll be that successful with it. Upgrades coming in now for Rook. Chain Barding, Parthian Tactics, Chemistry. And so he's actually, I didn't see Bracer there, which is interesting, but he's going for Cav Archer upgrades with the exception of Heavy Cav Archer and I guess Bracer in this case. And he's going to go Light Cav. So Light Cav and Cav Archer upgrades. But oh gosh, Rook is overcut on this side, and if the cav archers were to come in from Daut, that would be really, really effective. And also, he's going to access a couple of these vills here as well. You know, Daut having the extra villagers. Oh, he's running in here as well. I didn't think he'd get in. It looks like that's actually only on 6 HP, and there's also a hole. And this is really huge. Daut has more villagers, and also I don't see Rook really pushing towards Daut's eco right now. These units actually going to run in as well from Daut? Are you kidding me? What is Rook doing? He's fighting here with his light cav and skirms. Like, I guess he did complete Bracer at this point, but he's going to lose an awful lot of eco now. The question is Daut going to do enough damage here? This is really interesting now, as villagers are just going down left and right from Rook. Daut's going to have to be careful not to lose his army, and lucky enough there is this hole in the palisade wall so he can flee. How's it going on the front? Well, this is really, really strong from Rook, as he does have the light cav, and you know, the thing is, there's not actually a lot of cav archers back here from Daut, and the cav archer is really what you need in this situation to deal with the light cav. He's going with plate barding himself, so he's making his own light cav here. He's going to try and send them out, and of course his light cav will be good against the skirms, but does he have the upgrades at this point? Actually has similar upgrades, to be honest, which is interesting, but oh, he's lost these cav archers, and actually Rook is just taking a huge lead. He has a ton more cav archers, he has more skirms, he also is going to have more light cav here as well, I think, once he, well, maybe not more light cav, but either way, he has a huge advantage, seeing as he just has the cav archers left, taking out the castle, and it all changes so fast. I think at this point, Rook needs to be careful with these skirms, but he's in a fantastic position. So, what's Daut's play here, really? I'm looking at his resources. He has to mass cav archers with those resources for sure. He actually doesn't have Bracer, so I mean, you gotta get Bracer, you gotta get chemistry, these cav archers, otherwise they're castle age cav archers. And there's actually the castle I expected at some point on this hill. And here we have the castle age cav archers in the Imperial age from Daut. And they're just gonna be obliterated by the cav archers here from Rook. So I think he's finally getting Bracer, but he's losing his cav archers, and I just don't think it's gonna be enough here from Daut, as Rook he just has full map control. He's sending the trebs out now, and if you look at the military numbers, it's 21 for Daut, and a lot of it is all defending in the very back of his base. None of it is offensive at this point, and he can't stop the trebs, he can't stop the cav archers, he can't counterattack at this point. He has more vills, but it's just not bringing in what he needs. Maybe if he's able to rebound back into other areas of the map, he'll be okay. He does have Bracer now. He's also getting Forging for his light cav, so this is kind of a crucial area for him, I think, just to be able to mass some light cav and mass some cav archers. Like, these buildings are priceless for him. But he's floating a lot of wood, so he definitely needs to make some more farms, but there's just too much to address for him right now. Now, he actually made his own treb here. He's making another one. Can he defend it, though? I just don't think he's going to be able to defend it. I mean, the light cav are coming out. They're going to pick that off. I was assuming Daut was going to come out with his own light cav and pick off these trebs from Rook. And he can't do that now, as Rook's actually going back. Oops. I did not mean to click that. Daut's actually over here. This is his only counterattack in the last couple minutes here. He's coming out here with one villager building stables, and Rook spotted it. That's funny. But I like Rook coming over here with the trebs, sticking to the hill where he has the rest of his military instead of splitting up his army and forcing Daut to this area. However, probably a little bit silly to engage the trebs before he had the cav archers there, but he's completed heavy cav archer now. And with that, it's going to be really hard for Daut. I mean, even more difficult than it has been for him. He didn't take out that treb. The castle's going to go down. I'm kind of just waiting for something more from Daut, or waiting for the GG at this point. And I don't know. He seems to really just trying to pull this back, but he just, I don't see how he can do it. I do not see how that's going to be successful for him. Hussar's coming in now for Rook, so he's going to have heavy cav archer, he's going to have Hussar, has two upgrades that Daut does not have, and Daut will not have the resources to get. And I think once Hussars come in here, that's going to be something that Daut's going to see, and Daut's going to say, Okay, I can't get that, so I'm going to have to call the game. Like, no bueno whatsoever. So, anyway, looks like Cav Archers, Hussars up here, raiding a little bit, and as you can see, Daut is totally stretched for resources. He's unable to really address this, and units still pushing in here on Daut's TCs, and at this point, I think it's GG, and I don't know why he hasn't called it. Like, is he still creating bills? Yeah, I mean, he's still creating bills. I'll put him on view lock. Yeah, there's his view lock. He's still really going crazy, and there we go. There's the GG. Okay, well played, Daut. And honestly, that was a heck of a game. But I feel like the last 5 minutes it was GG. But honestly, I'd rather have someone go too far into a game than call it GG early. So that's good to see. And early GGs are really frustrating as casters and AOC fanatics. And well played from Rook, though. I really like this player, honestly. I really like RCL Mounstro, I believe is his real username, but I really like him a lot. And Daut, of course, is like an old legend. He'll be playing tonight, so I think this was his first game. But yeah, great game there for sure. I should do the right thing as a caster and look at the achievements. Rook with 422 units killed, and buildings raised, not a huge deal. Largest army is actually relatively similar there. It looks like resources, fairly similar with food, more wood for Daut, but he was floating a lot of wood that entire game. Stone's not too important, but I think the gold was the big deal. I don't think resources really mattered too much. I mean, Daut had 151 vils at his highest point. What mattered in that game was how the resources were used and the strategies that were used, and Rook just came out on top. Oh,